Hey, it's Eve Hinson with AmericanBadassAdvocates.org, and I am following up with you today on a post I had made on YouTube yesterday and on American Badass Advocates about a potential board member, who is in the elections right now, and my first responses were, what the fuck, you know? So this was posted on American Badass Advocates, I believe last night. So I'm going to read what she wrote here, and then let's talk about it afterwards and see where the conversation goes, okay? Because follow DJ. This is the person, DJ, and I hope someone lets me know because I hate saying names wrong. DJ Jaffe, I don't know. So I just call him Candidate Duke because, goodness. I have followed DJ on Facebook for many years. I find his mental illness policy.org website amazing in breadth. Little tick there. Okay. I find his mental illness policy.org website amazing in its breadth and depth. A lot of his positions are backed by data, science, and very careful policy analysis. He tends to be pretty adamant about his stances on things like the ineffectiveness of peer support. When he makes this claim, he is advocating for better access to high-quality treatment. I think we all can agree that our lives would be a lot easier if we had more access to therapists, hospitalization, and good psychiatrists. Focus on areas of agreement when it comes to figuring out how to fix our broken mental health system. That being said, I have commented on Facebook when he disparages peer support. I always say that peer support is part of a high-quality treatment approach and sometimes essential for engaging people in treatment. Right. So back to this. I think American Badass advocates who know me know that I support the idea that there are many paths to wellness. However, I'm always going to argue that we don't give people enough access to psychotherapy. We don't give enough access to hospitalization before a crisis, and there are times people do need medication to do well or to get well before maintaining their wellness without medication. Full disclosure, I am well because I had access to psychotherapy and decided to take medication. I continue to take medication because it is a part of my wellness plan. I continue to go to psychotherapy because it is a part of my wellness plan. I use peer support because it is a part of my wellness plan. I work to make peer support available because I think it's a great first step for people to get on a path to true wellness and a great way to move towards healing after stabilizing one's wellness. So, a lot of thoughts, a lot of really well thought out things here. Lee criticizes stigma reduction programs. I have to agree with his criticisms. Many of the funded stigma reduction programs do not have any evidence at all about their effectiveness. The ones that are used tend to use the least effective approaches to stigma reduction, education, and public service announcements. PSAs. Ooh. Is that what y'all are doing? Just PSAs? So is the interaction with people who have SMI, and that's for serious mental illness, that acronym, is the best way to reduce stigma. The second best way to reduce stigma is hearing hopeful stories from people who have gotten better with treatment. Candidate dude, not her words. Advocates for engagement with criminal justice system. I think this makes a lot of sense. I've heard enough trauma stories about 5150 to know that having a law enforcement officer take you to a mental hospital against your will is not a very effective way to gauge someone in voluntary treatment. I have enough knowledge of the brain and how it works to say with confidence that some people, when they are not well, really don't know they are seriously and negatively impacted by symptoms of mania and psychosis. We talk about when someone who is unwell doesn't know they're unwell is anosognosia, and their brain they're at the last place of wellness and don't understand what's happening a lot of times around them, and others have to be the safety net, you know. And I have something like that as a part of my wellness plan. So I see many stories of how family members lose their lives when left or when loved ones are unwell and become violent. I know the research about how people with severe mental illness suffer, and they suffer greatly when they are incarcerated, becoming worse, and even dying. It's just more common than it ever should have been. People in the criminal justice system know better ways to handle people. Let's see. People in the criminal justice system know better ways to handle people who are unwell with symptoms of psychosis, mania, depression, and addiction. Hopefully I said that right. My brain's scrambling just a little bit. So, she says, I also believe the mental health system can do a better job of engaging with family members. Candidate Jude, not her words, advocates for this. I think family members have important information to offer to mental health care providers, and that they need support from mental health system when their loved one is not doing well. Yeah. I think it's ridiculous that family members can't know if a loved one has been transferred to another facility or released after a hospitalization. I think family therapy and individual therapy for caregivers is tremendously important. This helps a family member do a good job supporting their loved one who has a diagnosis when they are doing unwell and when they are unwell. Family conflict is inevitable when one is unwell. This is true. I know how I have lost out on family support because when I was unwell, I was more focused on the things my family did wrong than the things they could offer me. My family didn't know much about my own wellness because I kept it a secret because of lack of trust, so they couldn't frustrate me by pressuring me to engage in the treatment I didn't want to do. What I know from all of this is that family can be a humongous resource for peers if we are able to teach them how to be that resource. I hope that Mr. Candidate Dude, not her words, visit to Fresno will help us all learn something more about how to work together to improve the mental health system.